What's up, fam? It's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan Exiles on the Isle of Siptah. It's time to converge in the surge. Yes. We have a very different item to look at today. Something very quite special, which can only be placed within the storm area as of current. This thing is a auto crafter, which pretty much like many mods do. This is not a mod, this is core game. It lets you craft many goodies for a price, so you can get things freely crafted for you within one of these storms. So we see the Convergent Trap. Now it tells us bugs plus time equals fish. So if we just pop this in here, let's just say I got 100 insects to give this. You might be wondering, what do you fuel it with? Well, you're going to need something called Decayed Eldarium, a resource that is needed for most of Siptah and is found in the Elder Vaults. So you use this as fuel, and then you have a handful of insects. However, you might see it's not doing anything, right? It's not burning. Well, this is because this storm has to come into play to be able to properly burn the actual item. As you can see, stopping and starting doesn't help, and sticking more bugs in doesn't help either. So I'm going to speed up time here, and once the storm has come into full, when the sky is orange, that's when it will start crafting. So I'm going to skip to that time, do a little bit of slow-mowing here on the old single player, which is something you can do as well if you want to test it on your own, the thing. But do beware, here we go, once it happens, lots of creatures are going to be coming for you and trying to murder you, so it's a very dangerous way to do things. But yeah, and basically what it does is it's a glorified lightning rod. This is how it uses the fuel to craft you magical things. An absolute masterpiece in sorcery. So just wait for another lightning bolt to come down. There you go. So now it can craft its little thingy-maboob that it's going to do. So it's one for one blast of random resources. So it can give you anything from shade blooms, black ice, alchemic base, wood, ironstone, for that. Go, doing it again, craft you something else. So even dragon horns, it can craft pretty much anything as well, which is pretty good. So here we go. It's gonna keep burning, and we'll get our next. There we go. So I'm just going to do a full cycle of this so you can see in a bit. But I'm also here to warn you about something with these traps, because it doesn't come with a additional kind of a worry. You actually have to monitor these actively, otherwise they will break. And oh, there you go. That's a great example. The foundation breaks. So if I'm to get my little repair hammer out, you'll see these are pretty good in condition, yeah? You don't see anything of worry here. Unless, oh no, here we go. Repair Convergent Trap. You're going to need some of that. Look at some of the pieces around. You'll see and notice the foundation doesn't look that bad off. But this is part of what the storm does. It pretty much just, damages items quite badly. So what I suggest you do is you either have spare resources by to repair the foundation. You might want to use something inexpensive such as flotsam, sandstone, and then just replace the bits that fall out throughout the storm. So you can stop the whole thing going down, because if all the foundations disappear, then of course your little trap here is going to go poof. Or what you could do is make multiple of these, or because you can't pick it up, you can dismantle it for half of the resources before the whole thing cracks. So it's a little bit of a risky maneuver to actually do this, and at the same time you're going to have creatures in the background trying to molest you. So like you see this dragon here, that thing would be going for me if I wasn't cloaked, and much more. So it's again one of those kind of tower defense situations. I'm going to keep it running to show you how long I wait until my whole thing breaks. So I'm just going to show you what I get. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, that's Kari still. Yes, that's Dragonbone. Potent Compost. It can pretty much give you anything in the game, even Star Medal. I'm going to stop it now. Now we got a good example amount. Now here's another example of what's going to come and try and ruin your day. Is the creatures of the storm will actively come and try and destroy your building pieces as well. So when I say you want a really good protected thing, then you do, because these guys are just going to screw up your time and give you a really bad day. So I suggest you put in some really good defenses, have someone to help you, and get ready for a hard time. But may I say, I'm not going to lie, these things are pretty worth it. And they are pretty nice for what they give. Especially some of the things you can't actually get on this map, you get through this. So the curry still, if you want to make anything curry, very, very important. I think as well, if it's a little tip, if you do put your foundations pretty low, that can kind of help with putting your Convergent Trap down. I found it's quite fussy on what it wants to sit on. So if you have it on like ground, it gets a bit grumpy at you. Unless you can find a really flat spot. But pretty much you wanna, if you can, make sure you have it as kind of, well, low as you can get the foundation on the flat spot. My spot isn't quite flat enough, unfortunately, so I'm gonna go over here. See if oh, no, here we go. We found an exactly flat spot. Or again, if you want it on foundations, lower the foundations as low as possible, so it can sit on them. So this would probably be the lowest possible way I can get these foundations down. Because you'll notice with these mobs, they actually really struggle to destroy things they have to stand on. So this dragon destroying our previous trap is having a slappy time over here, trying to get rid of these, and is absolutely struggling in doing so with his AI. He's like, oh, I don't know what to hit. Let's have a look at these, what he's done here. He's barely hitting them when he's on top. So the most damage he's going to do is when he's below or has a ridge to blow up. So definitely do sink your foundations as much as possible to be able to have a more efficient thing. And perhaps if you widened out the foundations in a low area as well, they will hit those first before hitting the Convergence Trap. So that would be a good way to do it, and what I would recommend. Or if you can, stick it on top of a cliff where they can't really get to you. That would be also a good idea, because in this kind of place there is some ridges you can use. So that's another suggestion. But yeah, ideally, keep some stuff to repair this and get it ticking. So I'm going to pop this in here. Of course, you're going to need to sacrifice 9 bugs. Well, you might not actually need them at all. Let me see. Hang on. Get to burn and slow-mo. Oh, you don't actually need the bugs at all. You can just use Eldarium. So I think they probably got the picture wrong there. Unless it increases what you get. So, these in. See if there's anything nice. Of course, you can see when it's placed on the flat floor as well, it's not so bad. But you can see every time lightning hits it, it's going down by 1 durability. So, a big problem. But there you go. It stopped working and we've come back to daytime. So it's now gonna stop working there. So yeah, just to give you a little bit of idea what happens. So nice bit of foundation, or just straight on the floor. Probably straight on the floor, a little bit better, unless you want to monitor it every time, which is a big pain in the bum. Yeah. Oh, as I was saying, up on the cliff, you see those little spiky bits? That would be the kind of area you might, or like I am now on a big flat bit. So actually, if you want my location right now, you can see it, and it even comes up on the map as Convergence Trap. So yeah, definitely be careful there in the storm. It's very, very dangerous. But anyway, you're probably wondering, how do I make one of these for myself? Where do I get it? Well, you're gonna have to take a skip over to a active life shrine. So you got some dead ones around here. You see they're completely dead. I'm gonna go to our local one, which is one that is actually well, a built one we can go to without the lightning booming in my ears. That is. So let me check some of this out and stop holding this. It gives quite a lot actually, which is pretty decent. Pretty happy days. Sorry about the rumbling. That's something you get in the middle of the map. Cannot be stopped. It's the tower getting very angry at you. But yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go up here into a life shrine. All of the life shrines have this, and I'm gonna go to this thing. And I have learned a new feat, Delving Bench and Elder Constructions. Elder Constructions is also going to allow you to build these altars, which is going to allow you to spawn in some thralls for yourself, or whoever might steal them, of course. Yeah, and then once you've learnt it, it's actually something you craft in your inventory. It's called the Convergence Trap. And it is built for 200 brick, 50 iron reinforcements, 25 crystal, and 10 alchemic base. Once the booming has stopped, sorry about that. It is a thing on Siptah that's pretty scary. But yeah, that is how you build it. And yeah, as I suggest, if it is in risk of being destroyed, you might want to destroy it so you get half the materials back before you leave it on its own. So yeah, come to a live shrine, come learn it. Elder Constructions is the feat you need. And there you go, you should be able to get your very own auto crafter that will give you very expensive and luxurious resources or free resources, just like kind of how a bearer pack would really. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.